everybody, and welcome back to the channel here in Global Conquerors, a weekly podcast, Conquest. This is episode 46, being recorded on October 6th, 2024. It's your host, SMGFrenzy, joined with...
AssassinADC, or Angel, as you guys know me, as usual, back for the weekly podcast. Yeah, we got a good amount of esports topic to talk about. Not that much general news today, but we're gonna get into it because there's a lot to cover. So I'm gonna let Mokhtar kick us off with the first topic. So a lot of stuff we gotta talk about. So.
And, actually, the first topic is not an esports topic, so I'm going to skip right over that. Iron Mouse, very popular Twitch streamer, has become the most subbed Twitch streamer of all time, surpassing over 306,000 concurrent subs, surpassing the previous record that was held by Kaisenat, who had 300,000 subs. And her sub count is still growing as we are speaking, so it is a very big achievement for Twitch. And of course, for the VTubing world, a massive achievement for them, and also just for in general. If you don't know about Iron Mouse, she is one of the most popular streamers that has a disability. She's under the immunodeficiency group. So a lot of her streaming revenue goes to support the immunodeficiency fund. So most of the streaming subscription that she's gotten this time has gone mostly to help support like programs that are helping to cure or help at least alleviate pain and other items that for people who are immunocompromised like herself. So absolute massive congrats to her on this massive achievement that's still growing.
Yeah, I mean, I saw it come up on my page because everyone likes Kaizenat, and they're trying to help them get back to the most. But obviously, there's other creators bigger than. But yeah, I mean, it's a great achievement. And I do think they're gonna keep growing even more. So it's amazing what they do with their revenue from their Twitch subs. It goes to a great cause. Then, so I mean, at least people know. I mean, it's just a lot bigger of a milestone for someone like that. Well, hard work and dedication got on there, so it's amazing, and it's a very crazy number to see, especially from a Twitch subscriber aspect.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, so it's pretty amazing. And I still think they're gonna be growing. They probably have more by the time this comes out. But it's pretty cool to need the backstory and where most of the funds go to.
Yep.
It goes to a good cause, so it's good to know the hard work is going somewhere, and I mean, they deserve it. All credit to them.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, absolutely. Move on to our second topic, onto the esports side. Valorant has announced recently that they're switching to Unreal Engine 5. As we go on later in this episode, actually, another game is also just announced on when we're recording this that they're also switching to Unreal Engine 5, but that'll be towards the end. So I think a lot of games have realized that Unreal Engine 5 is the way to go. The physics aspect, the quality aspect, the ease of access for developers to be able to work on multiple games now, and a coding language and software that's very familiar. Just the breadth of scope that you can just anything that you can do in Unreal Engine 5 is better than basically any software platform for gaming at the moment. Like I believe also the new Grand Theft Auto will be on Unreal Engine 5. So like basically if you want to be a AAA game, you got to be on Unreal Engine 5 now. And Valorant has realized that despite only being a game that's 4 years old. So very interesting to see how this moves forward for the Valorant world.
yeah, so obviously Unreal Engine 5 uh had started becoming a big thing. A lot of people were releasing a little small clippets and how realistic this engine is. Um yeah, we're gonna start seeing more companies and things and games come out with that engine because of how it's just the next step in gaming. So I'm surprised that Valorant's doing it, even though they've, like you said, they've only been around for 4 years. Um, I don't know what they're planning to do, if they're planning to make a separate version of the game or just update it to that engine. I don't know the workings on how they plan to do it, but it's still a little shocking that Valorant's doing it. I would assume other games like newer games that are on the come up will be using it, but I don't know. Valorant's still pretty new,
Mm,
um, but it is pretty big news, and obviously this is going to be another topic later down in the little later. But don't be surprised if we start seeing more things come out with this type of engines because of how good it is,
yeah.
and probably what's going to help people get to the next level of being successful with their games and companies. So it's pretty cool. But surprised how I'm going to be on the lookout on how Valorant plan to use this engine. Um, so we'll see.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But to continue on with Valorant news, the Valorant Championship Series Pacific side actually recently announced that one of their teams, Bleed Esports, is being removed from their partnership program and being replaced with a team known as Boom Esports because apparently Bleed has failed to comply with different like reporting requirements that Valorant has. These requirements are put in place to make sure that teams are paying their players their appropriate wages, to make sure that they're having like, the health and accommodation and travel and all that stuff. And apparently somewhere in there, Bleed just decided to say, hey, we're not going to tell you what we're doing. So Bleed may have actually even been following these rules, like following the requirements, but has not been reporting anything to Valorant. And Valorant, of course, as a very sanctioned and one of the top esports leagues, like, we're not going to take that. You have to follow our rules very strictly or you're gone. So they have been removed from the participation agreement in the VCS Pacific. So congrats to Boom to being promoted. I know they weren't expecting it, but here they are.
Well, we'll see. There'll probably be like an article or something later down the road explaining more about it. Um, as of right now, we don't have that much details on it, but obviously the main purpose, because they were failing to do what they were required to do. So yeah, I guess Boom was. I'm guessing Boom was like the next team to get promoted in a way, or they
Yeah,
just thought they were more
they were the next in line for promotion.
okay. So hopefully Boom uh excels
Yeah,
with this random promotion, but hopefully they can make some noise.
oh yeah,
Even though they put it into tough spot early. Even though they were gonna get promoted, just to get in there earlier. Might have may feel sweet. To not sweet. How do I say it? Not bittersweet. Fudge. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know what exact word I'm looking for, but yeah, they're happy to be in it, and but yeah, we'll see. More news on Bleed Esports and what they plan to come out, or what article plans to come out to clarify a little more exactly on what they were failing to reach.
yeah,
Um, so, but yeah,
yeah. That's really about it for that side. We move
what's up?
over to we're still on Valorant actually. Evil Genius's captain player Joggermo, the last surviving player from the EG championship winning roster from 2 years ago, has left Evil Geniuses. I think this is not really a surprise to anybody. Giacomo tried to carry this new team, and they did surprisingly really well with like a team that was technically lower quality. They, as you saw, Potter and Giacomo was able to lead them to at least become like a top three team consistently in VCS, but unfortunately only the top two continue on to the World Championship. So it wasn't actually a bad roster. It's just things didn't play out as planned, and Giacomo was like he kind of wants to be on a team that's filled with a bit probably more veteran based versus a roster that's a bit more new. So but obviously, most EG fans are a bit sad because, again, he was a best player, team captain, whatnot. But oh, best for him in his journey. I wonder where he's going to end up. Maybe he might even reunite with the EG boys on 100 Thieves. So it'll be interesting to see where he goes.
Really? You don't think he'll go like outside of NA?
No, I think he stays NA. NA's Valorant is one of the few regions that NA is at least consistently good in. So not really a reason to leave.
All right. Well, yeah, I mean, you can't be mad at the guy with the decision he made. I mean, he wants to win, and that's the whole point of everything. So
Yep.
he feels like there's probably an opportunity out there that could help him get to that next level or the next step. We'll see what EG plan to do. They plan to make more changes. Obviously, they need to replace that guy. Their captain, though. Jesus. I don't know if I'm getting sick or out or whatever it is, but
Oh, no.
yeah. I mean, it sucks for the EG fans, but I mean, you shouldn't be too mad about a player who tried his best to carry what he had on his team. So we'll see where he lands. Obviously, we're gonna cover it once he finds a home
Yep.
or he just retires. I don't think he's gonna retire though.
No, definitely
Or,
not. No,
no,
no.
not yet, not yet. But yeah, we'll see. We'll be in touch with that once the news drops on where he's going. Probably won't be for a good while. Maybe a month or two,
Yeah, I would
maybe.
say so. Yeah.
So yeah, on to the more exciting
Yeah.
portion of this.
We move over to Valorant's sister league, League of Legends, which has had the first week of its Swiss stage. It's not even finished yet. The Swiss stage, as we're recording this, goes to its The first week technically finishes tomorrow, Monday.
Tomorrow's the fifth
So,
day.
huh?
Tomorrow's the fifth day, I think, or the sixth. It's either the fifth or sixth day.
Yeah, because it started. I think it's fifth day, but somewhere around that. The week for the Swiss stage, week one finishes tomorrow, the day after we're recording this. And week one has had a lot of interesting matchups, a lot of upsets already, a lot of some teams overperforming, some teams very much underperforming. It's been fun to watch. Right now, we have two teams that have already qualified for the playoff bracket stage, being Genji and LNG going 3-0 respectively in their teams. So far, no team has been eliminated just yet because we haven't gone that far. But if we want to look at some of the matchups in the Swiss stages that were like very important, you go like to European side, like the first like one, because the first all the matches that aren't like if you've won two games, your third match is automatically a best of three. If you've won like one or two games or zero games, your match is a best of one. The only Genji, LNG, and the teams that they beat have played best of three so far. But right now, like games that were upsets were like BLG versus Mad Lions. Not really an upset. Everyone expected China to beat EU number three. You had Tess versus T1, the matchup that seems to happen every single damn year. Tess did defeat T1 1-0, making T1 lose their first game. Genji versus Weibo. Genji looked really strong in that game. That was another no surprise. Damwon versus Fnatic. Fnatic is probably the weakest they've ever been, unfortunately, and Damwon is like good Korean team. Not much you can say there. Team Liquid versus LNG. That was just an unfortunate draw for Team Liquid. There was no world we win that. Hanwha Life versus PSG. Another unfortunate draw for PSG. They had no Mbappe. They lost. FlyQuest versus GAM.
What?
NA number one seed. Showing up like a number one seed. They smashed GAM. We looked good during this game. G2 versus Pain Gaming. G2's best European team for the past 5 years. No surprise there. And then
No.
we move on to the one the 1-1 matches, right? And so you had BLG versus LNG. So China number 1 seed versus China number 3 seed. China number 3 seed demolished China number 1 seed. So BLG is struggling a bit. Genji versus Test. Genji beat Test pretty easily. G2 lost to Hanwha Life, the team that beat Genji. So we know that Europe is good, but still probably not going to make it to the World's Finals, I would say. Team Liquid versus Weibo. Unfortunate draw for Team Liquid again. T1 versus PNG. This was a person walking their cat. This was not a challenge for T1 at all. It was
What? You mean a person walking a
dog,
dog?
sure, same thing.
You walk cats? Like, be honest, bro. Like, I need to know.
Yeah,
You can walk
you
cats?
can walk cats.
I don't know. That just sounds that just sounds faded.
But it's a thing that happens. But yeah, T1 didn't even sweat. Damwon was this FlyQuest. NA number 1 seed lost that game, but it's okay. It's against one of the best teams in the world. Fnatic versus GAM. Fnatic won because no surprise. PSG versus Mad Lions. Europe, what are you doing? PSG stomped Europe.
Yeah.
Like, Mad don't look
I
good.
saw this one. It's the one. I think it's the only one game I was able to watch. I wasn't able to watch the ones from today either.
Mhm.
But I saw the highlights. But yeah, that's the only one I saw. And I was like, what the is going on, bro? What is going on? You're
That
telling
just looked
me
bad.
I don't know, bro. That's the one game I was able to watch, and
Crazy game
I
to
was
see.
pretty shocked.
Oh yeah.
The upset of the year.
I wouldn't say that just yet.
No, no, no. I'm
But
just joking.
then we have the best, the teams that went undefeated. Their matches. Yeah, Damwon versus LNG. LNG beat Damwon, so China is pretty strong this year. The match that everybody watched: Genji versus Hanwha Live, a rematch of the LCK Summer Finals. Hanwha should have won this game 2-0. They choked really hard in the second game, and they mental boomed third game. That's the only reason Genji won. Genji had no right to win this series.
I was watching the highlights on this game,
Hmm.
and I was like, what? What? They lost. They choked. They kind of choked the game.
Yeah, and Genji
Um.
had no right to win that series. Then we go down
So
to the teams that were 1-on-1. Yeah, Test versus Fnatic. Test beat Fnatic, so again, Europe's struggling a little bit. T1 versus BLG. The match that everybody's like, oh, T1's probably going to lose this. T1 smoked BLG. T1 is such a
I
weird team.
starting to hate T1
Why?
because why are y'all now playing good when y'all could have been doing this all year? Why the fuck is Zayas going off now? And that boy owner, that's my guy, bro. He's playing good. I like how the way he's playing.
No
But
one on T1's. Arguably, their worst player right now is Faker, which is kind of funny. The rest of the team, they're playing amazing this game.
he's drawing like trolly for some reason.
Yeah, I
That's
don't
the
know
only
why.
reason. And they still, I mean, they're winning, but like, why the fuck were they not doing this earlier?
Well, Zeus realized if they lose this, he's gone.
I still want them going if they win worlds. They
in
shouldn't keep.
in the
They should
interview
not
from
keep
last
her.
week, he was like, "I'm pretty sure this is the last year for this roster, but like I'm gonna fight for my spot." He's fighting for a spot right now.
Fuck no. He has. He's the main reason I want him gone.
But what if he's the main reason if they win this year?
I, he was the main reason he won last year, and he was the main reason they struggled this year.
I don't know, man.
Choose
Look,
to be good or shit. Don't be shit all year and then be good at the finals. Obviously, great for them because you're turning up. But like, why the fuck can't you do this all year?
I don't
If
know.
T1 win worlds, I'll buzz cut my head.
You heard it here first.
Buzz cut.
Okay, you got to keep that if they actually do win. We'll
So
remind you in about a month's time. Yeah, T1 smoked
come on,
BLG.
Genji.
T1 looking really good. All the faith is back, you know, and now T1 has to play a best of 3 match. We don't know who they'll be playing just yet, though. And then FlyQuest beat PSG. Again, any number 1 seed actually looking like a number 1 seed. It's great to see. G2 beat Weibo. Europe looking really, really good. One of China's best teams got demolished by EU number 1. And then tomorrow, by the time this episode comes out, we have the teams that went 0-2. The teams that I'm listing, 2 of them will be eliminated by the time this episode comes out. So you have Mad Lions versus GAM. With the way Mad is playing, I think GAM unironically wins this match. You have PNG versus Team Liquid. Now, in 99% of all views that Doctor Strange is looking at, Team Liquid wins this game. There's one timeline that Team Liquid loses this game. There's a chance that one timeline is tomorrow, but we will see. With the way that the draw is set, T1 is set to play either FlyQuest, G2, Hanwha Life, Top Esports, or Damwon. If the draw is great, they play FlyQuest and just win. Won't even be a challenge. If the draw is bad, they either get drawn Hanwha or Top. I don't
So
know.
you have a higher chance of playing 2 good teams instead of
Oh wait, actually no,
what?
they can't play Top because no rematches are allowed. So the hardest teams for them to play would be Hanwha or Damwon.
I doubt they lose on damn well. I think Hanwha would be the only team that they'll,
Hmm.
in my opinion, as of right now. Yeah,
We'll see. I mean, Damwon did beat them to get third seed. And Hanwha
but
is the number one
they
seed.
trolled to get the number 3 seed though.
No, I know.
They would have gotten. I hate T1, but if they play like how they've been playing, and not like T1 from like 2 months ago,
Hmm.
then yeah, I have faith. But still,
Keep the faith. We'll see what happens. The matches towards the end of this week will showcase if T1 auto qualifies, and then they'll make their next playoffs for the 8th time in a row or something. So that's really it for the World Swiss stage. We move on to the other esports that's having its World Championship that just ended, actually. Halo World Championship, which we're going to start off with the game announcements first and then end with the esports section after. So, first off, Halo announced that a third-person mode will be coming to Halo Infinite in November. This will be a game mode, and they were showing, like, different demos. They showed, like, Husky Raid. They showed, like, normal arena and whatnot. They showed, like, big team battle. But people are wondering, will it be a separate game mode for like all of these that are third person, or will it be like you can alt switch between third and first person in game? Because that would be an interesting aspect, and that would also be like banned in the competitive scene immediately because of the field of view that you would get. So, I mean, what do you think it would be?
I don't know. It like I didn't watch it live. I think you sent me the video on it.
Hmm.
Um, Obviously we kind of know this thing's gonna be using comp, so
Yeah.
but it's pretty cool. I don't know why third person wasn't in the game from originally because it's always been. Besides, I think H5 was the only Halo that didn't have it.
No, third person was in every Halo that has the turret that you can pick up because it puts you in third person immediately.
No, but like other older Halos used to there was like a third person mode that where you could play as, right?
I
Besides without picking up the turn, right? I know that I remember
I don't
playing
remember that,
with
to be
that.
honest with you.
I don't. I remember, dude. I remember playing it. It might have been just Reach. I remember Reach had a third person mode, right?
It could have been maybe not a mode, but maybe like a custom game.
I don't know, man. Whatever. Anyways, mode coming to in November.
Yep.
Will I be playing it? Fuck no.
Okay.
Will you be playing it?
Well,
Probably,
we gotta
because
make a video on it too.
I'm not playing third person Halo.
What, like you're not playing
Uh,
third person COD?
I'd rather play third person COD than third person Halo,
Okay.
especially with. I mean, it's whatever, bro. Uh Look, the game mode, the presentation of it was good,
Mm-hmm.
but just because you could make something look good, we know how that could turn out. Um, Hopefully, I don't fuck this up. But it's not gonna work. I don't think it's gonna work like great off rip,
Okay.
in my opinion. I'm gonna be honest with you. But I mean, it's a cool concept. Don't get me wrong.
Hmm.
Obviously, the game modes. I saw a clip of a Spartan pulling a flag, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. It's pretty insane that this is like their big thing.
Well, no, it was their big thing up until today. We'll talk about their big thing in like probably one of the next things, actually.
Uh, I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how this game mode works.
Okay.
I'm a little out of it right now because I'm pissed.
No, you're fine.
But yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Well,
We'll see.
the next announcement from Halo is that Halo Infinite and future Halo games will also all be on Unreal Engine 5. As we mentioned during the Valorant segment, if you want to be a AAA game, it seems you now have to be on Unreal Engine 5. And as many people know, Halo Infinite was built off of a new engine, the Slipspace engine, that was supposed to be better than the Halo 5 through Halo CE engine, because all those are playing on the exact same engine. The subspace was supposed to be new, supposed to emulate the Halo feel while being easier, but as many people know, it also has like a bad case of spaghetti code. So whenever they fix something, they accidentally break something else. Now by being able to run an engine that is very consistent and going to be like uniform across games, it will allow 343 to hire people from like any game to come work on their game, and also should be easier to actually do fixes because it'll be simpler to actually work on. So this is a good announcement for Halo, but that isn't actually even the big announcement. The big announcement is that 343 is no more. 343 Studios has now renamed itself to Halo Studios, recommitting their commitment to only Halo, not branching off to other games, and also announcing, basically impacting that yes, there's a new Halo that they're working on. When will it come out? We don't know, but they are working on a new Halo. It'll probably come out maybe a year after Unreal Engine 5 comes out, so they have time to continue to use it. So, cool stuff, I would say. And also, HCS is for sure getting Season 4. They did announce that on day 2, so Halo Esports is here to stay, thank God.
I was hoping they wouldn't. That just mean another Halo would just be coming out, but bring us back a fucking battle rifle starts. Fuck the bandit, bro. That shit is terrible to watch. I'm sorry, bro. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it, Grandpa. I'm tired of the dumb. Especially, there was nothing wrong with it before, but when they slowed it down, I just hated. I felt like I hated my life after that. If I feel like you don't win that many gunfights, bro. Like, or like most of the kills slip out, or like people are able to run away from. I don't know. It's just I fucking hate the bandit. Especially hate that this version that it slowed it down. If you're gonna say just get good, get better, fuck no. You know how many times I saw so many important kills, not just from the main. How many important kills were not gotten and cost people the game because of how slow the gun is?
I mean, it's the reason why team shotting now is so important. You see it in every game, including the one that we're going to talk about in a second. So
Uh,
that's
it's
just how it
high.
is. Yeah.
It's high. It's high. It's high.
Yeah,
What?
some pretty big news coming out of Halo, but I'm sure what you guys actually want to hear about is the Halo World Championship, which just concluded. We have our teams. I'll start from the bottom and work our way up. Top 16 teams being Mind Freak, which our Aussie boys, they did okay. At least they were top 16. Ascend Baseline EU, probably one of their worst performances, unfortunately. Team Lethal Fox, no surprise, they did pretty well. Native Gaming, that roster's being blown up. There is no way they're keeping that roster. Being one of
The roster was not good in general.
yeah. Well, it's funny because
All right,
Native
sorry to
went
cut
from
you
like
off.
last year being having 2 teams and one was really competitive to this year having one team and just being kind of bad the entire year.
Well, they after last year they split up,
Yeah,
and most of them went to up here.
yeah,
I think 3 out of the 4 are on Pure, and then obviously the one being Soul Snipe on Top Rebellion being a top 4 team or top 3 team, or no, top 3 and 4 the last 3 events
yeah. Besides this one,
besides one. So I don't think Top Rebellion makes a roster move,
um,
in my opinion.
I just know for sure
But,
Native makes a roster move. I think they
no,
clean
obviously
house.
native.
Yeah. Then we go to top 12. We have Dark Inside, which was a team that people weren't expecting, but they did perform very well.
It
Another big
is pretty good.
yeah. Another big one,
Sorry.
Cave Esports, a team that nobody was expecting to even be here. Was really surprising and absolutely props to them to even make it this far. So then we have Cloud9, which performed, you know what? Pretty damn good this time. Actually,
They
props to
got they got
C9.
pretty they got pretty good. They were a lot better last tournament.
Yeah.
But I mean the teams they played. Then they played Space Station Phase. I mean they played the Juggernauts off like pretty early.
Yep.
But they did beat Shop Rebellion. I think that's what like the one of the big games that they beat won. Hold up. But yeah, hold up. You can keep talking about it.
But yeah. Cloud9 performed really well. I think they still make roster changes, but I don't think it'll be very large. Complexity also top 12. I think this is a team that you see also does massive roster changes. Complexity has been like in this placing the entire year. They're one of the teams that you expect to be good in every tournament. They're just okay. We moved to the top 8 into the breach. They played exactly where you expect them. They're a pretty competitive team. I don't think they make too many changes. Quadrant, I think same thing. They stay probably where they are and also don't do too many big roster changes. Top 6, these two teams. Sentinels. Sentinels is a team that I think will be thinking about what they
Oh,
will do. Because Sentinels. Oh, your camera is lagging, by the way. Yep.
a lot?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. On my screen, you're lagging.
Well, you're back now.
Oh no.
Okay. Well, Sentinels is a team that I think is going to be thinking really hard of if they make a roster change because all 4 of their players are strong, but they have not been able to break into the top 4 at all this year. So
They've
I'm not
shown
sure what they do.
promise in a. They've shown promise.
Hmm.
They just. I don't think they just can't close out games.
Yeah,
So
I don't know what they do then though. It's a
we'll
risk to
see.
drop anybody on that team because anybody on that team makes other teams stronger. So,
Yeah, I mean the team is pretty good in my opinion. It's just I, their map pool wasn't good. Uh, I mean, looking at the roster, it doesn't look that bad.
no, it isn't honestly.
I mean, like you said, they. I mean, what is it? Sentinels, you said?
Yeah, Sentinels.
Boo boo doo boo. Sorry,
Ubudubu, Falcated, Lethal, and Precision.
sorry, I was yawning.
You're good.
Um, yeah, Falcated was pretty good the first year in Halo. Um, obviously he got outshined by Bound
Yeah.
at the time when he was teammate. Precision has been really good. Um, obviously Lethal, veteran, still pretty good in my opinion. Boo Boo Doo, he's also a vet now, and he's pretty damn good also.
Yep.
Like you said, any one of these players get dropped,
It's hard to do that.
they make a team better. So
Yeah.
yeah,
We'll see what Sentinels does, but joining them in top 6 is also Shopify Rebellion with arguably one of their worst placings, unfortunately. That's another team that I don't think changes because they at least were still pretty consistent the year. I know that they're definitely disappointed on their placing this time, but I personally don't see a reason for them to change.
no, I don't think so either. I mean, it was just they've been top 4. They've up made it. Like I said, they played pretty good. Most of the besides this tournament.
Yeah.
If they do, I don't think. I mean, I don't know where they'll make a roster change at. I just think they just didn't have a great tournament, and it sucks to have it at the biggest one. But yeah, yeah. So
Move on
that's
to number 4 is a Pure team that has shocked everybody to see how far they actually got. Pure was really strong this entire tournament, and even when they got eliminated, they lost to FaZe Clan 2-3. So the Elam finals could have looked very different. Instead of Optic versus FaZe, it could have been Optic versus Pure, and I'm not sure how that match would go, honestly.
I mean, Pure has beaten FaZe before. They beat them at um HCS Atlanta.
Mhm.
We were there. We saw it.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and then they went to Salt Lake. FaZe beat them, but they all went to game fives. I think Pure 3-0'd FaZe at Atlanta. I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember exactly. But Pure did. I mean, Pure did beat FaZe. So that matchup was up for grabs, and obviously it went down to the wire. I think the last game was Slayer. It went 50-47.
Yeah.
So it's I mean, it's the same. It could have gone either way. I saw most of the games on today
Yep.
for the championship, and it could have gone either way. Yeah, I really thought they were gonna Pure was gonna beat FaZe, especially after how they started the first game.
Mhm.
So, but I mean, it was a pretty damn good match. FaZe ended up pulling it out barely,
Mhm.
and yeah.
Absolutely, and I think for
Uh,
Pure, I would say another team that I think keeps this roster and doesn't do any changes. They shocked everybody in Atlanta, and they just continued to shock people after then. So, really good team with players that honestly I don't think you would expect to be competing at this caliber. So, absolute props to them. But to another team that might actually do roster changes is FaZe Clan. FaZe Clan having the core of the former Tox, Optics, CLG dynasty, Ferocity, Renegade, Royal 2, and Snakebite.
What?
They,
What?
I don't know,
Roster change?
huh? Yeah, honestly,
Roster
because
change?
I feel like
Why?
FaZe is in a spot where, despite always finishing top 3, if not top 4 this entire year, has just, there's a block between them, Optic, and Space Station. Like, each team is almost like in its own level. Space Station's like playing at 199% of the time. Optics playing like at 180% of the time. And FaZe playing at 100 like 60% of the time. And then it just drops. FaZe, when they wanna be, can be one of the most competitive teams out there. But when they meet Optic or Space Station, they might win a game, that's it. They can't do anything else after that. And it's the same thing here. When they played Optic in Elam
Look,
finals, Optic beat them 3-1 pretty easily.
look. I said it like when this team like they're gonna win the first year with this roster because no one's gonna be able to stop Renegades, Frosty, Royal 2, and Snipe Down. And obviously they showed it last year when they were dominating. Because they get to outplay everybody, but because the game slowed down because of the bandit, like slowed down even more. It did. I don't know. I mean I said it before. This roster wasn't gonna be. I mean, I don't think they were gonna be terrible, but I knew they weren't gonna be like amazing because I mean you would look at this roster on paper like you expect them to dominate. Like I would expect them to dominate anyone, everybody.
Yeah.
And just the accolades all those four players have done. To a
Some of the
point where in
best
this
players in Halo history.
to a point where I really thought FaZe was gonna repeat this year. Like I really did. Um, yeah, but there's this team has too much playing power. Like it's just it might sound dumb, but there's no really a good support player on this team. Like when they had Lethal obviously was there that guy for them or Snakebite. Um, I feel like because they outslay too much, they push out way too much, and it just I don't know. I just this roster looks good, but obviously I don't know why they can't just smoke people.
Mhm.
Um,
Well, I mean, it's another team that if they change, they make any other team stronger.
who would you change?
You don't.
I
That's the problem.
I could tell you on every on Optic or on Space Station, I could tell you who they could make a change,
uh,
and maybe they get better. But for FaZe, how can you replace any of those four?
you don't, which is the issue. They replaced Lethal, and they didn't really change that much, to be honest. So I don't know.
Well,
I legitimately don't know who you'd replace because like Frosty still plays great. Renegade's like their best player. Royal 2 is still good. Snakebite's still good. Only one who changes is maybe Snakebite if he wants to stop playing Halo. But that's not gonna happen anytime soon. So I don't know what FaZe does.
I doubt they get rid of Frosty and Renegade. That's
No.
like if they do change, they'll change the other two more than anything. But yeah, this is like the
Wherever
only.
Royal 2 goes, Royal 1 will go with him. So they lose their coach then at the same time.
I mean, I guess yeah, you're right. You're right. Um, yeah. I mean, I could tell you from anyone else. I could tell you who could get changed off the team,
Mm-hmm.
but FaZe is the only team I wouldn't be able to know. I just
Well, since you say that, we'll move on to the next team. Optic Gaming, our second place team for this event. Obviously, you have Dead Zone, Formo, Lucid, and Trippy. They are, as I've been seeing online, the silver champions. They have won way too many second places. Basically, ever since they won the World Championship last year, they haven't won an event since. You know what they have seen? A second place, basically
no,
every event.
no. They beat the FaZe at the first tournament of the new year for the championship. Remember?
Did they?
Yes,
Because I remember
they
on
won
the
a tournament.
broadcast, they're like, Optic has not won a game in like 390, has not won a final in like 390 days or something.
Yeah, it's the one they won after they won the world championship. When the Bandits first year.
Okay. I don't know why I do not remember this.
But since then, it's been they haven't won since not since then. You don't remember? I remember they won. They beat. They weren't supposed to win because of the phase route. Like
I'm looking at the thing right now. So the winners for this year's event, you had.
not it's not this year. I'm not telling you it's this
Oh,
year.
I'm talking about this season.
Not, but I'm not. It wasn't this season. It was
Oh,
last
that's
season.
what I'm saying. This season, Optic has been second the entire season.
Okay, but why? I'm telling you that the last time they won wasn't
Yeah, the last time they won was HCS Major Fort Worth in 2023, where they
that
won
one.
against Space Station.
Yeah, but they beat FaZe to get into the final.
Yeah, that was their last win.
Yeah,
Since then, in
there you
season
go.
3, Optic has finished second place in every damn tournament. It doesn't matter who they face in the finals. When
They
they
placed
face,
second since the end of they've got placed second at the World Championship.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
did they place second at the term before the World Champ the second in the World Championship? Yeah, right.
No, because that finals was Space Station versus Sentinels. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
What is that with? What is that when was that with the cheater? What's his name? Not the cheater. He's not a cheater. I was just trolling.
Spartan,
Yeah.
I think so.
What that
Yeah,
roster?
yeah,
This
that
is
would
when
have been that team.
was that when they were on that insane dopamine and they're gonna do the upset. Oh yeah, I remember now.
Yeah.
Then
So
they're getting waxed, but it doesn't matter. Anyways,
yeah, Optic has they've been on every single final stage this year, and you can tell they are not happy. But since you made the comment that you would know who they would change, so who's Optic changing? We'll do okay. Two
uh,
scenarios: one where Formal stays, and one where Formal leaves.
all right. So obviously, I from the act the stuff that was going on the last couple of months. Former was eager to come and play COD this year. I don't know how he's gonna do that. He even is going to, or he's just flat gonna retire. Um. So yeah, Formal would be the one change if he retires or from Halo.
Mm-hmm.
But if they do uh make a change that isn't Formal, it'd be Trippy or Lucid.
Lucid,
Maybe Trippy. Yeah.
wild claim for Lucid.
Lucid
Okay,
has. I mean, he has some good moments this year, but he hasn't been lucid of 2 years. The last 2 years.
but I
This
feel
is the
like there's
year that
another
lucid
risk.
wasn't.
You drop Lucid,
Maybe trippy. Maybe
you
trippy.
drop Lucid, you make Sentinel stronger. You make Pure stronger. You make Shopify stronger.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think that makes Optics chance worse.
But then I was gonna say Dead Zone, but Dead Zone ended up playing fucking great the last two tournaments, and
Oh,
he was sick last tournament.
that's true.
Tournament.
Yeah. Well, okay, if Optic replace, who are they getting? Who makes them better? I don't think anyone makes them better.
Uh, APG,
Okay. Sure.
Rhino. No, I'm just
No.
joking. Maybe.
Optic's in a hard spot. Nobody makes them better. Nobody makes them worse.
Someone from Shopify.
If Shopify makes a roster change,
Uh, I
it's
was just
tough.
basing. Maybe Trippy. Just Trippy, but I don't. Trippy has not been bad. I don't know what the fuck was wrong with this team. This team is in my okay. I was gonna say. I mean, I would have said this team is better than the one they won World Championships one, but they won. But they've been to the finals all damn. and they've had chances to win them,
I
especially
would
this
argue
one.
that this team is better despite not winning because of they at least proved that they couldn't make it to the finals every time, and every finals has been competitive. The issue is that the second Optic loses, they boom, it's over. They cannot recover, and then the enemy team keeps winning each game by a bigger and bigger margin. If Optic drops a game, it's done for them. So
Yes.
they need to change their mental, which is the biggest thing. I don't know what else to say. This should have been, instead of the space station Golden Road, despite losing one event, this should have been the Optic Golden Road this year, where they won every single event from beginning to end. But as we're about to talk about, the number one team.
Look, wait.
Yeah.
I also seen a world where they don't make a change and they go and they run it back one more year.
You think so?
In second place all year round, and they've all been close.
But they're gonna be so pissed at each other.
Why would they be pissed?
Because every time they get to the finals, they lose to the same team.
It would be worse if they weren't getting to the finals, but they made it to the finals. It's just...
But I know, like, you love getting to the finals, but you know what I love more than getting to the finals? Winning the finals. Imagine being on the stage every final, and every final you have to look to your right and see the other team hoisting the trophy. They had to do that, what, 4 times this year? 5 times this year. And what do they see? Black and gold every time.
Or black and red that one time.
Yeah. Like, if it's not flashing green behind me, I'm kind of pissed.
So you're saying if a team don't play good, they should make changes?
You're saying, okay.
No, I'm just telling you. I'm asking you.
Think about it.
Wait. You gotta see.
No, think
about it. You'll see what I'm about to throw down.
I get what you're saying, but like, think about it, because compare this to another team that has had a similar year. T1 Esports. Second place in every damn final in their region. They only won Worlds. But you're still saying they should make a roster change.
Yes.
So why shouldn't Optic make a roster change?
Because this team has only been together for a year. T1's roster's been together for 3 years. Wait, 3 years.
Yeah, it's been 3, yeah.
And they've gotten better and better and shit. Until now, they're not shit.
Okay.
They've won 1 tournament this year.
Well, Optic was stable. They didn't go up or down.
I'd rather be this than...
Or okay.
Yes.
Oh, no, man.
Alright, now we talk about...
The number 1 team, the defending champion... the best team in Halo. Probably going to be one of the newer dynasties, Space Station Gaming. With Bound, Eco, Legend Q, and Stellar, the first European player, Legend Q, to win a Halo event. So, Space Station...
World.
Yeah, Halo World event, I should say. Space Station... I don't know what to... They look like they are the reincarnation of Splice from Halo 5, where they are basically unstoppable. Splice dropped 1 game in their, like, Golden Road year. Same with Space Station. Nobody seems to be able to keep up with them. When they're behind, they get ahead. Space Station was down 0-3, and then reverse swept Optic.
I didn't... Okay, look. When they made the roster change for Legend, I was very wasn't unsure about him. And he ended up being their best player in my opinion. Bound's up there too, but yeah. I didn't think Legend I didn't think his game was like that. He could this is I mean, when he played for Quadrant, we kind of knew he was like their best player.
Mm-hmm.
He just wasn't on a good team. And when they announced that they were picking up Legend, it kind of confused a lot of people, but obviously it paid off in the end.
Yeah.
Because he makes some insane plays that end up winning the game.
Yep.
So that boy Legend's gonna be a legend. No pun intended.
I mean, Space Station's a team that, like, obviously does not make a roster change. They cannot give up that roster. Space Station's a team that I think we see going into year 4 of Halo Infinite, I say they probably win first event regardless of what other teams do. They just have the stability and trust in each other and just the
You
consistency.
can't look. The thing, Stellar might be like the most consistent player in Halo in general. Because when he starts out slow, literally the one kill he gets with a sniper, he goes in off. Like he starts reincarnating himself. He's pretty damn consistent.
Yeah.
Um, he's been like the most consistent player almost every year. So I don't know, man. That dude might be the glue to their team.
No, yeah, it's impressive what all of those players are able to do for Space Station. I
They're
mean, 2 of them were on the Splice Dynasty roster. Like, I guess we shouldn't be too surprised that they're able to help cultivate this newer generation of Halo players through Legend to continue that just the legacy that Splice had now
they
in
pretty much
Infinite.
they pretty much got their version of Satsi and Renegade on their team.
Yeah. While Renegade literally is on another team.
He left them. I don't know what the. I was hella confused when he left them. I don't know why. But
Maybe he
anyways,
thought he'd make FaZe better being on a team with a bunch of veterans, but here
if
we
he
are.
never, if he never, think about it. If he never left,
Yeah.
instead of Bound, it would have been Renegade and Legend.
Well,
I don't think it would have worked. Never mind. I
it
think
wouldn't have been the same. I think Bound is pretty damn happy he got onto Space Station.
uh, I mean, he would have been good on the phase roster.
It would have, but I think FaZe stays the same. And I think Space Station gets slightly worse.
Yeah.
Space Station made a really good play, so I think
I mean,
they're going to be good.
anyways, yeah, they won and they dominated. They've been
Yeah.
pretty damn good this whole year, and yeah, the
Space
one
Station
tournament.
showcased something very important the past few tournaments is that they're able to come back no matter what the position is. Like I think it was last event where they not last event or it was when we went to Atlanta or was it the event after where they were in the losers bracket and they came and they won the bracket to set it to a reset and then they sweep the reset 4-0. And then this
Yeah.
one they were behind 3-0 and then won 4-3. So like this is a team that no matter what state of the game they're in, they find a way to regain their mental and come back. And that's the issue of Optic. The second that Optic loses their mental, they're gone. Optic should be a team just as consistent, if not better, than Space Station. Formal popped off this event. He had a 5-piece, literally. There's games that Optic has literally every game that Optic lost, they threw. Besides the last one. That one was just a stomp, but like Optic legitimately could have won. They should have been on stage today holding up the trophy. But unfortunately that's not the case.
I was kind of excited when they were up 3-0, and after the first game, I I don't know. Something didn't feel right. Like I just felt like something was gonna end wrong, and knowing Optic's history with second place, they were they were they were bound, no pun intended, to get second place.
They are the Silver Surfers, unfortunately. And we'll see if Optic can regain next year.
I don't know what that Optic rush is gonna look like. I don't know. It's just I mean if Former doesn't retire from Halo, then I see them running it back at least an event or two.
I mean, time will tell. We're still a couple months out from even knowing when HCS Season 4 will even start and where the cities are going to be. And then, of course, during that time, we'll have a bunch of roster mania, so we'll see even what Optic decides to do, depending on who's available on the market.
Mm-hmm.
We know that, what's his face? The one who's banned, his ban ended today. Spartan!
Spartan.
Spartan's ban ended today, so he's a free agent, and he is a good player, so I wonder what team will pick him up. If a team does pick him up, I should say.
They should. I mean, I don't think he did. I don't think he did any bad.
No, I
I
know.
don't think
I'm just saying if a team decides to pick him up, though, is a question.
they
But
will. Well, it depends on how he plays. If I mean, he probably play with some random like and probably like playing some online tournaments and see how good he really still is and work his way back up. I don't think it'll take him that long though. So
No, no, no.
he's pretty damn good, especially when he's like on when he's on a heater. Like especially remember that clip of him playing Halo recently,
Hmm.
where it was like the craziest clip. I don't know. Was it in a tournament? No, it
I
was.
don't
I think
know.
it was the ranked game. I don't remember. It was like one of the grossest like clips he's ever hit.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see. So we'll see what happens with some of these rosters.
It's
Oh,
too early to tell because champs literally ended what an hour ago from when we're recording this. But very fun tournament overall, very entertaining finals at least. So there's that. But again, congratulations to Space Station for being your undisputed kings of Halo Infinite during year 3. And that ends our esports and gaming category. Now on to the general news. We'll start off with Boomerang, Cartoon Network's side channel and subscription service has unfortunately shut down after 7 years. Boomerang has had a massive decline in the past decade because Cartoon Network was less and less focused on having a channel to preserve its older content, you know, like Ed and Eddie, Dexter, whatnot, and decided they only want to like run the main channel. So they first took off Boomerang from air as a separate TV channel and made the streaming service as like a middle ground, hoping that people would subscribe to that. But since Boomerang does only hold old content, there wasn't much reason for people to subscribe to a Boomerang only app. And because of that, Boomerang shut down, I believe it was last week. So hopefully all Boomerang content will be moving over to the Cartoon Network HBO app. Because if not, it will be hard to access that media for... There's a lot of people who watch their shows still, you know? They're classics for a reason, and we don't want another situation where we have, like, lost media. But unfortunate for the Boomerang side of things.
boomers! I'm just joking. Oh yeah, I mean, I remember. I remember when it was on the regular cable show. They only they would only show like old content. Um, man, it sucks.
Yeah.
But like you said, I'm really hoping they move it to somewhere else to be able to access it. Uh, well, most likely it should be on the Cartoon Network app. I don't think it should be on HBO, in
We'll
my
see what
opinion.
they do.
And if they don't do anything with it, then someone's gonna be pissed and cause a riot, and they might end up putting it on something. I think they're gonna do it eventually. I just don't know how or what's gonna lead them to do it. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah,
We
we'll
will
see
see.
what ends up happening with it. But I guess to move on to our other general news, YouTube Shorts will no longer be short. YouTube Shorts will now allow shorts to go
Ooh!
up to 3 minutes long now. So it's copying a lot of. I mean, YouTube Shorts is literally evolving to what TikTok has evolved. TikTok also was like very short 30, 60-second videos, and now TikTok's like 3 to 7 minute long videos. YouTube's like, you know what? Let's do the same.
That point, I was just watching a YouTube video.
You're not wrong, but a lot of people watch shorts because they're short. 3 minutes is still shorter than 10 minutes.
Yeah, but if they just released a 3 minute video, then I could still rather watch that than a short.
But like, it's when you go on YouTube, especially on the YouTube app, one of the first things you see is shorts. So people are gonna click
Why?
that more than a video.
Well, I guess you're right. You're right. Nah, it's nothing too special in my opinion. Could have expected it. Phew, I'm so tired. Yeah, but I mean, you kind of saw it happening sooner or later. To a point where I think they'll go up even more in time
Mm-hmm.
since YouTube will be the undisputed since TikTok. Who knows what's gonna happen with that? So who
Time
knows
will
if they're
tell is
gonna?
all we can say. But YouTube Shorts, I think, is a big staple for the platform now. We're not surprised that they're trying to mirror what TikTok has achieved because it's clearly working for YouTube.
Yes, absolutely.
Move on to a quick speed run of Sports Mania. We have some very big upsets in the college football world. Vanderbilt.
What the? Why is it? This is the only time you bring it up. We've talked about. We have not talked about it once.
Yes, a few times we talked about it.
We talked about the game. the UGA versus Bama game, and that was it. We didn't even bring it up last week.
No. Well, we'll bring it up this week.
You
Alabama lost to Vanderbilt. Georgia fans were so. Well, I was in downtown yesterday. Georgia fans were so. They were more happy about that game than we were about our own win. But it's nice to see your team, like our
Jesus
team's biggest
Christ.
enemy, lose to a team that isn't even ranked.
Jesus Christ. I hate this podcast. I hate what the fuck. We've never brought it up besides the one time about 2 weeks ago when we talked about UGA versus Bama and how it might be the best game in the college, and it was.
I mean, we technically did Sports Mania the whole summer because of the Olympics.
That's different, dude. We college football has been out going for 5 weeks.
I know.
And we've only brought it up once, and now this is the second time, and it's only because
This
Bama
is
lost.
too big
What?
to
What
ignore.
Fuck does everyone in the college football world only prey on fucking Bama's downfall? That's the only team. Like, it's the only team that's there. We're having Ohio State number one. I mean, number two. Texas is 1-0. They played Dana, Georgia in 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, that's fine.
And I think you're about to get waxed.
Sure, we'll see about that.
All right.
Hey, the other team that had an upset, Arkansas beating Tennessee. Another unranked team.
There was like a lot of upset this week. But yeah,
Washington beating Michigan. Another unranked team.
Michigan sucks now because they don't have their quarterback. But yeah.
Miami barely beating California by 1 point.
Okay, that one. California choked that game because they were winning 35-10 in the third quarter with 4 minutes on the goddamn clock. How the fuck do you lose that? You're not UGA. You're not UGA. You don't come back.
Well, and of course, the only team that matters, UGA beating Auburn 31-13.
Why does that matter? That game is useless. It's not an upset.
It doesn't have to be an upset. They just won. That's all that matters.
Georgia Tech lost, like always.
Yeah, unfortunate.
And I got them beating Georgia in the rival week.
That's a crazy claim.
You'd be surprised.
And then of course in the NFL world, Falcons beat Buccaneers.
Why is that surprising, bro? Are we not good? Like, does no one think we're good? Like,
No.
Does no one think the Falcons are good?
There's no. I know we're top of our the South Division right now, but like, you expect the Falcons to lose?
No, I've been saying it this year before the season start. We're gonna be good this year. I said it. I told people. Okay. People, they saw me crazy, for fuck's sakes. Who's crazy now? Me.
Well, I'm letting you know, even though you expected it, everyone was still shocked by this win. No one has faith in Atlanta, man. That's all you gotta know.
We should have beat the Chiefs. But because they have Taylor Swift fucking promotion, goddamn, they didn't give us a call that we deserved. Should have been a pass interference. 1 and goal. We would have scored on them, but they can't. Because they need the Swiftie fans. Goddamn sons of bitches, man. We should be 4-1. The only team we should have lost to was Pittsburgh. And I'm pissed about that shit too. No, I expected them to be good. You could ask people around me. I had them being good.
He has been saying Falcons would be good, just nobody believed him. And now we're starting to believe him.
You believe? We're the fake fans now. I've been saying this since the beginning.
I mean, we'll see how the Falcons season goes for the rest of the year. But to the other Atlanta team, Atlanta United has to win their next match to go to the MLS playoffs. Atlanta United's had a interesting season where they've tied, lost, won, tied, lost, won, tied, lost, won. They tied against Red Bulls 2-2. They tied against Philadelphia 1-1. They got beat by Montreal 2-1. They beat the Red Bulls 2-1. Now they have to beat their biggest rival, Orlando City.
Trash! Just trash. Just throw the whole team away.
Does Atlanta beat Orlando?
No. Wait. Let me do some quick investigation.
Orlando's ranked number 4 right now.
No, they're not. They are not beating them.
Atlanta's ranked number 12 right now.
They're not the Falcons.
But
MLS.
Atlanta United sometimes like beats teams that are better. We beat the Red
But I'm
Bulls.
not. I'm not. mm, Uh, ranking. Orlando. Uh, let's see. Orlando stats. Okay. The squad. What can I see where their their ranking still is? Like they're ranked this and that.
The
Anyways, go
MLS
Bird.
rankings. What?
Go Falcon.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to see like ranking on like number one, number three in offense, goals, defensive, like number five, stuff like that. Like how they do for NFL and college.
You need to type in the power rankings, not just rankings,
No, no, no. That I mean, why would it be power rankings?
because that's how MLS does it.
My fucking M on my keyboard is not working.
Yeah, for power rankings right now, Orlando is number 7
In what? In overall?
overall. Yeah, Atlanta currently is number 17.
Yeah, no. Let's see. Let's look at Orlando's last couple of matches.
They played Cincinnati, they won 3-1. They played Philly, they won 3-1. They played Dallas, they won 3-1. They played Columbus, they lost 4-3. Played Charlotte 2-0. Won against New England 3-0. They've won basically most of their games. Even in the Leagues Cup, they only lost to by 1 penalty to Cruz Azul. Like they're not a their standing is number 4 for a reason. They're just not a strong fourth team.
Let's see. Have they beaten Atlanta United this year? No.
So what you're saying is we have a chance.
No.
Jesus,
Because
man.
Atlanta United had a coach during that time.
To be honest, with a coach, without a coach, I don't think our performance has changed at all. So I think we have a chance.
I think we're better without a coach.
Then why would we lose?
'Cause we got no coach. So they win, they're in.
Yeah. So we have to win.
That's what they said, like 100%.
Yeah, the Atlanta United has to win.
We have the Philadelphia one.
That's a great question actually. What are the win conditions for Atlanta United?
Because Philadelphia have one game. I mean, yeah.
Decision miracle. Okay, what does it say about this?
Because Toronto has already played for 34 games, and that was the last game I heard. And then New England and Chicago have. New England still has 32 games played.
Mhm.
And, well, I mean, they can't make it even if they win. Well, 34. No, they don't win.
Yeah, MLS website says Atlanta has to win the next game.
That's why they have less goals conceded.
Mhm.
They have. Yeah, because Philly and them have the same record, but because Atlanta United have less goals scored on them, they go through.
Atlanta wants to make sure that they win the game and they win the game by a decent goal percentage, basically. So we'll see what happens, but apparently from what you're saying, we're gonna lose.
Where are they playing, in Orlando or
in
in
Orlando.
Orlando?
Orlando's already qualified. They don't even have to try hard. It's fine. They can lose the game.
I mean, unless they don't start their players, which most likely might happen. So
Yep.
if that happens, they're gonna win.
Okay. Well, time will tell. We'll update you guys next week on the podcast. But with that, I think that's the end for this week. So if you want to close us out.
I've been your host, AssassinADC. I'm depressed because I watched Optic lose again for the fam, fifth time in a row.
At least you guys won COD.
Yeah, but I'd rather have just one Halo again too. Anyways, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you know when you upload. Follow our socials down below. Comment on what you like, what you hate. And F Mokhtar for bringing up the goddamn Alabama versus Vanderbilt thing, because we've never brought up college sports until now.
Go Dogs.
No dogs. Say it. Er,
No,
or what is it?
no.
What is it? What is it? Sick'em or Sick'em woo woo or whatever.
You got it.
Do it. No, you do it because I don't support them.
Oh, dog. Sick of.
Oh my goodness. Yo, cancel that, man. Anyways, not the point. Anyways, yeah. Check out the Fortnite video that's coming out this week. And or that came out Tuesday. Do we get the dub or not? That's y'all to guess. And probably haven't. But yeah. I have nothing much to say. I don't got an outro either. So we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Bye.